There's some thoughts that got inspired from a Facebook comment this morning. When you're on Facebook, you will see a lot of people express that they don't need Jesus to have a connection with God. Now, when you're a Christian, you're not going to agree to that or understand that, because your awareness was formed in this clear separation of yourself from God. We were trained, indoctrinated into this separation mentality that we are different from God, right? We are not God. We are human. God is divine. That got ingrained in the human psyche for thousands of years due to the influence of the Western Christian religion. And so that is an awareness that was shaped over a long period of time. And that's not easy to give up. That's not easy to break out of. But the more we raise in conscious awareness, and I'm thinking of this raising, I'm thinking of God in terms of a triangle. The more we raise to the top, the more we will come into an awareness of singularity, the one God, one Spirit, and all is one. Because all is one. Everything came out of the one at the top, the singular point. And the higher we raise up on that triangle of consciousness, the more we come into the awareness that we are God, that we are that singularity spaced out, fractaled out, that we are not of a separate source, that we're not of a separate identity, but we are of the identity of God, of the identity of singularity, of oneness, to the point where we will be comfortable and so conscious of this truth that we will declare things like, I am God, I am divine, and that we don't need Jesus as the mediator to reconnect us to God, because the idea of reconnecting to God is rooted in separation mentality that was built in the mind. The mind can only function in separation mentality. This or that, good or evil, light, dark. That's how our matrix mind functions. It's not aware. It's not aware of reality. That there is a you behind or above that matrix mind that is the oneness of God, the one consciousness of God, the one spirit of God. But it requires a higher vibration. It requires a higher consciousness up on those two legs of the triangle towards oneness. As Christians, we're on the bottom of the triangle, right? We're on the bottom here. And we see everything spaced apart in such distance, like night and day. the distance of night and day, and the here and now, and there, and everything is time and space here. So we space everything out. But that's because we are at the bottom of consciousness, conscious awareness. And so the people that say, I don't need Jesus to connect myself to God or to have a relationship with God, when they say that, they are aware of this higher awareness, of their union with God and as God. They're not wrong. They're not blasphemers. They're not demons. They simply are on a higher elevation on this triangle. And the whole world is moving toward that because it is the time of ascension. And when we all meet at the pinnacle, at the truth of the pyramid, it reminds you of the pyramid on the dollar bill. Well, the dark side hijacked that. But when we come to that pinnacle of that triangle, of the enlightenment, of the all-seeing eye, that all-seeing eye is your third eye, the single eye that Jesus talked about. When your single eye is healthy, you are full of light, you see everything, you comprehend the nature of God. And you no longer have to be divided by all of these sub-beliefs, which are only rungs on the ladder to God, to divinity. Beliefs are the rungs on the ladder to our self-realization, to the I am realization of our divine self. And excuse me, keep climbing the ladder. Don't shout up the ladder and tell them, people, you're deceived, because you also have to climb that ladder. And lay aside the fear of being deceived, because that's how we all start out anyways, as deceived. We start out blind, not seeing. And a blind person that doesn't see is deceived. It doesn't have any direction. So just take this journey as a journey, as an adventure. There is neither right or wrong. There is simply expansion or contraction. You either contract and see very little, or you expand and you see a lot. You'll see a lot more. You comprehend a lot more. You realize a lot more. And that is often just the difference that sets the Christian apart from the Buddhist, or whatever class you want to use. We've made all these distinctions on petty concepts. Petty concepts. They are petty in the grand scheme of things. We're all meant to be led back to the one point of truth. I am that I am.